Hi, I'm Brandon with Porch Windows Direct. In our video today, we're going to talk about the sizing options for our Extend porch windows. Now, we do custom make the windows, but there are some parameters that we want to fall in for the best operation and the most efficiency of layout for your framing. Now, if you're building a new porch, you have the flexibility of putting the framing wherever you want in a way that makes the most sense for the functionality of the windows and the design look that you're going for. If you have an existing porch that you're wanting to enclose, the options are a little less abundant, but we can help you with that as well. I would say the first thing that we want to look at is whether or not you wish to have these center bars in the middle of the windows. So here's an example with the center bars, and here's one without. I think without the center bars gives you a little bit more open, clean view, and also makes it easier when you're cleaning the window panels that you're not having to work around that additional piece of aluminum. If you like not having the center bar, we need to be under 42 inches wide. If you are okay with the center bar, we can go up to 48 inches wide. Now, you might say, hey, hold on, I've talked to some other manufacturers and they do them up to 54 or 60 inches wide, and that would work better for me. I have used those, I have installed those. I have also ripped those out and thrown them into the trash and replaced them with smaller windows because they just are really difficult to operate. They're harder to slide up and down. The panels tend to want to rack in the opening when you're operating them. They're difficult to stay locked in place, and even some of them have a tendency to actually come out of the tracks. So I would strongly recommend staying under 48 inches wide, and you'll be much more satisfied with the results of that. I believe that 36 to 42 is the sweet spot. That's what I would aim for in laying out my new porch, or in that existing porch scenario, trying to modify the porch to make 36 to 42 inch wide openings. Now, you can go wider than that when we mull multiple windows together. So instead of adding more wood posts, we can actually combine two windows together with our aluminum mullion. Let's look at what that looks like. Here's an example of a double window unit. So we took two 36-inch wide windows and connected them together with this aluminum mullion. Now, we didn't have to add another piece of wood framing there. We have this mullion that makes the two panels be able to screw together in the field during installation. The total width of this ends up being 3 inches. If you were to put another wood post in there, you would have a 1-inch window frame on either side of whatever the thickness of post. Let's say that's a 4x4. You would end up with 5.5 inches wide as opposed to this 3 inches. So this is a little slimmer design. It's one fewer wood post that you have to paint or stain or trim around. And so that's a great option when filling a wider opening. We can do 2 of them together, or 3 or 4 or 5, up to as wide of an opening that you can support structurally. This is not a load-bearing post, so you would need to have a header above that can span the total width of that opening. Now, back to our previous conversation about that 36 to 42 inches wide being the ideal, we're looking at these openings in multiples of that same 36 to 42. So in this case here, this is a 6-foot wide opening where we put two 36-inch windows together. You could go 9 feet wide, which would be 3 36s, and so on. Again, trying to keep each individual window to less than 42 inches wide, just connecting multiples of those together. Now let's say you have an existing porch that has a 54-inch wide opening and there isn't any option available to move the posts or rearrange that framing to fall better into that 36 to 42 inch range. What do you do then? I would still say my opinion is not to put a 54-inch wide single window unit into there. I really think you'll be disappointed with the way that that works. I would actually do two 27-inch windows that are mulled together to fill that opening. It is more expensive, there are more lines, and it's more restrictive to your view, but you'll be much happier with the way that window operates now and years into the future. So while other people would sell you that 54-inch wide window, I think that would be a mistake, and my recommendation would be to do the double window there instead. Now, I've laid out a few options here for you and some parameters. My opinion, of course. We're happy to help you however we can. If you leave a comment below with some questions and maybe some different layouts, and we're happy to help give you some guidance on what would be the best way to do this. Thank you for checking out our video today, and we'll see you on the next one.